Okay, this is the change plan lesson. The end game, and it's probably where, hopefully by this point of the lessons, some of this stuff is part of what you're doing on your teams. For some of you, it may be brand new, and that's fine. I want to start with a change plan at the end, right? What is really the purpose of a change plan at all? What are we trying to get to? What's the end game? And I like to think about the change plan objectives, like what we're trying to accomplish in terms of ABCs. Keep it simple. We're trying to build awareness. We want people bought in, and they need to be capable of doing whatever it is they're expected to do now. It's that simple. If they know, they're willing, and they can do it, we're good. We got adoption. People are doing what we want them to do. It's not as easy as that, right? We actually have to put a lot of intentional work behind these. And we really want to think about, like, what are our goals behind each one? So from awareness, what we want to do is make sure that we have a plan that ensures that people know what, when, and the why of the change. And that these are what is happening, what does it mean, what's it mean to me, when is it all going to happen, and why, right? And it has to be a why that they trust, a why that they buy into. It's super if it's a why that's inspiring. That isn't always the case with every change, but if it's there, fantastic, let's use it. So awareness, very important. People have to know. They have to be told. They don't magically just through osmosis understand what's going on. You have to tell them. The second bit, you can tell people a lot of things, but it doesn't mean they're willing to participate. It doesn't mean they agree with you. And so we have to do things in our change plan deliberately, intentionally, to create buy-in, right? To get people willing to participate. They don't have to love it, but if they're willing to participate, that's enough for our change plan right now. There's different levels of buy-in, right? If you think about, we'd love it if everyone were completely committed, like they're so bought in, heart, mind, spirit, they're in there with us, they're leading, they're bringing their friends, like huge amount of commitment. That's fantastic. But that's just one end of the spectrum. Another end of the spectrum is just compliance. They're just all they're going to do is the bare minimum so that we meet compliance. That everyone has been told about what the legal requirements are. Everyone's been trained on the bare minimum that we're required to do by law. Everyone's been provided the right amount of safety equipment, whatever that is, right? They don't love it, but they're willing to participate and they're doing the minimum compliance. And here's the thing, although we love to have commitment all the time, realistically, a strategic conversation to say, what do we actually need for this project? Do we need commitment? Or what compliance do, is a perfectly healthy decision to make. And how much time you invest and how you go about it, it's going to shape your change strategy quite a bit, quite frankly. Right? So you want A, awareness, B, buy-in, and be strategic about that. And then 3, they got to be capable. They got to be able to do the work. And they need to be able to do the work at the level required in the future state. So that may mean they need training. That may mean they need a mentor. That may mean they need an audit. That may mean they need some accountability structure, right? How do we make sure that people are capable of doing the work? And too many times we tell people, we do a lot of awareness, we do communication, I'm talking about that in a second. We don't spend much time on buy-in, like they're just going to do it because they have to. And then we get to the end of the day and only one person on the whole team is capable of doing what's needed. They've kind of deferred all the work to the subject matter expert. And so we built a business case saying everyone on the team is going to use the new tool. We're going to all see a 20% efficiency. We're going to start it on day 1 and they're going to do it perfectly, right? That's what our business case is based on. But in reality, we didn't get it done on time, right? Only one person, 2 people on the team even went to the training and they're doing it. And anytime anyone else gives it, they give it to those 2 people. And we don't even know how well they're doing it, right? There's no audit, there's no check-in, there's no accountability measures. So we don't even know if they're doing it well. But we're done because we told them. A very strong change plan says, here's how we're going to build awareness. Here's how we're going to build buy-in. Here's how we're going to build capability. And here's what we're going to do to know and check that people do know that they are participating and that they're doing it at the time we wanted, at the level we wanted, and they're doing it across the organization that we built our business case for. Right? How do we do that? The how is the methods, communication. This is how you build awareness, communication. Training. This is how you build skills and capability. And coaching. You're going to build a plan. People are going to get stuck in it. Working with them, talking to them, acknowledging, validating them, helping them think through what they need to set down to grab onto the future. That's coaching. It's the most, probably the least utilized skill and method in your change planning process. Communication, it's required every step of the way. Communication to tell people what you're doing, why you're doing it, where we're going, paint a picture of the future, outline the plan to get there, and most importantly, tell people what you need from them now, what's expected of them, who you're going to work for, where you're going to work. That's what people want to know the most. And then training is part of your plan, but only if people need skills. Training should not be a replacement for communication. It should not be a replacement for coaching. Training is designed to create an experience where people get new knowledge and skills that are needed in the future state. That's it. If you're doing training as part of your change plan, great. If you're not, go back to your impact assessment, ask yourself, what do people need to know or do differently? And then really challenge yourself, where are they learning that? Right? Are we doing a video? Are we sending to a class? Is there a WebEx? Like, how are we going to get them the information, knowledge, and skills they need to operate at the new desired future state? And the third piece, we teach this a lot in the change course, is coaching. It is the least understood method, and I believe one of the very most important. People will get stuck in your plan. They are not going to like things. They're going to resist. They're going to have beliefs and thoughts and emotions tied to what they've lost, what's changing, what they have to give up. Change will get you into a mess. Leadership will get you out. Leaders who know how to coach are game changers when it comes to change. Change practitioners who know how to coach are game changers. See people, help them set down their losses, be valued and cared about, and have conversations where they can see how they can make progress in this new changing environment that they're needed. Very, very important if you expect people to come with you. In change planning, you need to make decisions and you got to communicate those decisions, and that stuff should be in your plan. We have a complete change guide that we provide people in the change course. And it's a huge chunk of that is just how to really manage these decisions, influence decision-making, and communicate them. You got to set expectations. Be clear of what you want from people. We hear all the time when we're consulting with companies, we have an accountability problem. We teach about accountability in our leadership curriculum. And it starts with setting expectations. That's part of your change plan. What is needed from you now? And what training you're going to provide them? How are you going to support them so they can do what you expect of them? And then when people fall behind, when they're not getting there, when they're in wait and see, how are you coaching them and helping them set those things down so that they can move forward? So I want you guys to think about it. If you have a change plan already, I want you to go look at it. If you haven't built one, just use this framework to ask yourself, what needs to go in my plan? And it's a really good opportunity to ask yourself, what support do I need to deliver on this? Many of you are your one-person show. You might be the project manager and the change manager. You might be a project manager. You might be a change manager supporting a program team. Sometimes you have communication resources that can help you, right? What's really required? Do you have training resources? If you have a change, it's going to require a big degree of training Do you even have the tools, right? Do you have training rooms? Do you have virtual options that you can deliver training to people that aren't in your location? How is that going to work? And really think through, this is what we need to do. What's it going to take to deliver it? Okay. That is change planning. And that is I don't know which order you did them in, but that is the final lesson. So if you want more, we do have, I mentioned several times, a change course is a place to get it. We offer this class. You can get it at a special rate by the time that's outlined here. We'd really encourage you to sign up. We'd love to see you and help you. Developing change people is, like I said at the beginning, my favorite thing to do. I love hearing, you taught me that. I love hearing your voice plays in my head. I love that. I don't know if that's creepy or not, but I love it. And so we would love to see you in our change course, and you can sign up with the instructions provided there. That's what I have for you. Thank you all. We'll hope to see you in a class soon. We have an exciting offer for you. We are offering, for the first time since 2021, we are going to be doing a live public session of our Change Masterclass. And we're super excited about it, bringing people together for a chance to learn practical things about change management. And our class is really special because it's not just a training class. We're going to give you lots of knowledge. We're going to teach you about psychology. We're going to give you the background and how humans work and why change is hard and what you can do about it. But we also have designed the class to have training classes and labs so that you get a chance to practice. Change management skill set is a lot of science. There's a lot of psychology science behind it. There's a lot of planning science behind it. But it's also a lot of art, understanding how to respond to different situations. No two changes are the same. And so giving you a chance to come into labs and practice and ask questions about, how do I influence? Have I applied things correctly? Is that normal? Yeah, it's probably normal. There's a lot of things that happen that I can tell you I've seen a lot of it and look at it and say, yeah, that happens a lot. And you are doing exactly the right things. Or here's some ideas I have of other things you might want to try. This is what this class is about. We do a master class. You have access to me. I teach you what I know, and then I look at your work in the practice sessions and help make them better so that you get more and more confident, you get more and more skilled. It really is a very special opportunity. The other thing we do, because no two changes the same, is the class is built in with a bonus coaching opportunity with me. So you're going to meet with your peers, you're going to learn with them, you're going to come into peer groups and ask questions and bring your work in. And then when we've gone through all the trainings, you actually get to meet with me and we talk through your changes, your talents, your strengths, your challenges, so that you get one-on-one help that makes you really feel like you get a chance to practice and get the things, either ideas or concepts solidified, or maybe you're having a challenge that you want me to help you break down. So very much high touch here. I'm here for you. I want to help you. I've seen this, I've done this, and I just absolutely love teaching other people how to do it. My favorite thing in the world is when someone comes up to me and says, I'm doing this because you taught me that. I want to teach you this stuff. Change is hard. It is messy. It is constant. And I just really believe it can be better. I believe you can make it better, right, in your organizations with the projects you're working on. So if you are anxious to get started with this, the class starts January 9th. There are 4 2-hour training sessions. They are virtual. They are on Zoom. They are, for Zoom, man, they Zoom. They go really fast. I get a lot of feedback that the time flies. I'm going to throw a lot at you. I'm going to teach you a lot of things. And those are scheduled. We do the first 2 pretty close together, and then we do a lab. And there's actually 3 labs then that follow the sessions. And in the labs, you come in with real work examples. We record the training sessions. You have access to those lessons. You can go back and listen to them again and again. And we deliberately do not record the labs so that you have a safe space to speak freely and honestly and be vulnerable and ask for the help you need. That is nobody else's business past the moment of the conversation. It's you and me, and anyone else who's watching gets the benefit of hearing that discussion and applying those learnings to their projects. So safe space in both places, and then you schedule your coaching session anytime. You schedule your coaching session anytime after the last training class. So you've had a chance to absorb all the content, and then you can bring your most pressing questions or issues directly to me for help with that. So that's what we have: lessons, labs,
coaching session. You also get, as a free bonus, I'm starting to sound like a infomercial, but you just have to have it. We give everyone the complete change guide, which is our toolkit that has the tools for each step of our process, so that when you go through our class, you learn the things you need to learn, and then you have a tool that you can start using immediately, like right now. Use our tools to gain more clarity, more confidence, organize the change work in a way that really makes sense and is simple to get started wherever your project is. I don't care if you're implementing next week. There are tools in our toolkit that you can start applying to help your organization. If you're early, great. You can use them from the beginning to the end. So that's the complete change guide. You get that as well. That's what we have. Get signed up. If you have questions, you can email Courtney at slingshot25.com.